Here comes that heat. I'm starting to think that heat might be a little bit more important to me than it is to you. And I do not like to be cold, man. I do not like to be cold. I've been too cold too many times. Nope. That's why I didn't want to live in Nebraska anymore. We ended up in New Mexico. I don't think it gets colder here though. I don't know. It's weird. The weather here is pretty cool. It's a pretty neat place to live, if you can find a place to live. World's a trip, man. It's a trip. Things are getting weird. I'm just trying to stay on the right side of positive. Huh? Positive. The wrong side of positive, it would be negative. Hi, Tango, my little orange mango. He's so tired. He just woke up. He's such a... my big orange guy. He was the only orange cat when we moved here. He was like one of the first litters that was born, and he and Gray Kitty started coming in pretty direct because they figured out where it was warm, and there's cushy pillows and stuff like that around here. Want to go down, bud? And now I feed cats outside. I go just throw cat food down, and there's like 5 different orange cats. I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed with. It's because I'm good at taking care of stuff, right? And so they just all multiply, and I can't. But they're like, the girls are so feral I can't catch them. The one I could catch. Want to go in the window, bud? I didn't know. I learned how fast cats can get pregnant after they have a litter. I thought I had more of a window, but I couldn't even get. I made the appointment for these guys that are coming up in October like 3 months ago. You just can't get into places. The world is not what it used to be. Like the level of convenience that people have once had, it's not. It's a trip, and people aren't going to start. They're going to start where money's not going to matter, because people have like enough money. They just need resources. They just need things, and so money ain't going to matter. So I think it's really going to be a matter of like people wanting to work with other people based on integrity. I listened to an astrologer today, and he was talking about it's about accountability. I'm like, oh my God, other people are finally starting to talk about taking responsibility for your life and being accountable, and if you don't like the way you've acted before in life, don't act that way. And then you won't feel bad about acting that way. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilk Empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Things are really getting weird, man. I'm tripping on like what I even sent an astrologer a message asking her, I'm like, what's the planetary alignments for people that want to stab people? Because there's just like so many stabbings, and it's happening here locally where I live, and it's happening in Las Vegas, which is the 35th parallel, somewhere around there. It's plus or minus 2 from San Bernardino, where I was born. I'm on the 35th parallel, so it's that it's just people are just getting amped up. It's all that life force energy that they're siphoning from us. It's just being just thrown back out in the atmosphere, and there's so much static, and people are feeling all disheveled, and they can't speak clearly, and they can't process their thoughts clearly, and it's just a lot of earth life changes, Like, we are evolving, but it's not as pretty as I think people thought it would be. I think they thought it would be like, angels would come in, Jesus Christ enter Jesus Christ. All right, everybody, be good to everybody. Oh, okay, let's do that. We had our chance and we didn't take it, so people get to, we're in testing season. People get to prove who they are. They get to show people who they really are, and then people can decide if they still want to keep knowing them or not. I know I'm having that experience. I'm not going to the park much these days, and I did go down there today. I'm just being real selective of who I'm spending my time with, is what I'm doing. And I always like to use the opportunity to hang around with young people and tell them stuff that I wish an adult would have said to me when I was 18, 19 years old. Right? And these young people are very open and receptive, and so is the young guy, so is the young kid next door, It's just like, yeah, everything is about balance. You can't have too much fun and not work. You can't play too much without working. You got to play, at least as much as, or you got to work at least as hard as you play. At least, ideally the world, it would be better off for everybody if they worked more than they played. But there's just been this really peculiar shift in the last few years that everybody decided that they deserve more than they're worth. See? And they started, they work legitimately maybe an hour and a half out of the 8 hours that they get paid for. I know, I've been in IT. I saw that. I've seen these people. I know your search history. I know what you're doing. You're taking like 2 phone calls and then watching, binge watching on Netflix and keeping yourself unavailable and all that. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Just this the effort I've seen people do to get out of just doing their job. It's and then the last couple of years, everybody is just, they work so hard in the things that they deserve. So they started buying themselves more and more stuff. Oh, I work so hard, I need lipo injections in my face. I work so hard, I need plastic surgery. I work so hard, I'm going to buy this $160,000 car that I'm not going to hardly ever drive. But these are the things that I deserve because I work so hard. When the reality of it is ain't nobody on this planet works that hard. Nobody works that hard to give themselves the lavish lifestyles in which they give themselves. I was talking to these young kids today about the muskrat. Oh, you need water, Benny? Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead, Benno. Muskrat? Yeah, I call him the muskrat. He's this dude from freaking South Africa whose parents made their fortune from minerals, which happen to be the same minerals that are in the batteries in which he makes his cars with now. It's so weird how that happens. And the guy's worth $522 billion. Yeah, and there's all these people in the last couple years that have become more and more rich. Now it's not millionaires anymore. Those are like, basic, middle class are millionaires now. Now there's all these billionaires, okay? And what people don't understand is when people have so much pretend resources, they absorb so much resource, this is how much I'm worth. All that, it doesn't go to fucking other people. It doesn't go to other people. So all these rich people that have all this, so much abundance, they'll never spend it in their lifetimes. That stuff that other people could use but don't get to use because people, that is how they measure their value as a human being, by worth, and money isn't real. It's a made up concept. Get over here! Come on! Get up here right now! Get! Brat. Such a brat, Benny. I love you, though. Love you, though. Drive me crazy. You're my problem child, Benzo. He drives me crazy. I love him. He's been hanging out, sleeping over at Grandma's house last 3 nights he crashes out here with mom, and then he like this is the first morning he actually came in at like 5:30 because I woke up at 4, and so I just put my headphones on and listen to YouTube talks until you wake up, and then he came in this morning, but last 2 nights, nope, he woke up out here. He's just like, you can't be codependent on Ben. Marge. Ben is a very independent man and just has to like stay at grandma's house sometimes from time to time and just let Ben be Ben. Marge. Good boy, Benno. So we were talking about about just, but that's what it is. It's about power. It's about control, and people really get their rocks off by stifling and hurting and withdrawing. I mean, come on. If I was talking to somebody today and I was just like, if people didn't, rapists wouldn't exist. But based on the fact that I mean, it's clear that people like to cause harm and they get some freaking physical affirmation from it. And that is just not how people are supposed to conduct themselves on this planet. It's just not. I mean, the level of grossness and just the amount of injustice that has been allowed to become prevalent is just, man, a lot of people really benefit from the gross system. They really benefit from it. That's why it's been allowed to get so big and out of hand. It's like you have people with morals and scruples. No, I would never conform to that. And then someone just, oh yeah, what's your number? What's your price? What's your, success? What, you want the property? You want the, what do you want? What do you want? And then they're, okay, I'll do whatever you say. And then we got a world full of freaking really powerful minions. So other cool stuff that happened today. Oh, I did listen to a talk that like made things, my spidey sense open up. It was the Leo cub. The Leo king. I'm holding out. He's young yet. He's gonna mature. I don't know. The Leo king. Anyway, he has good stuff to say. These people just get the one parts about stuff, and they just forget that there's all these other. Maybe they don't know that there's all these other parts. Maybe, I see old Hubbard's freaking figuring out that oh my God, there's more to this than just gematria. Oh my God. I was late doing this talk because Rocky from the Truth Codes just put out his latest decode, and it was really good. And I was like, man, he's really leveling up. But I imagine, what's her name? Crystal Time should be putting them one out before too long. What, Benny? Go ahead. Go get some water. Go ahead. Come here, Mama. Go ahead. These are what I haul our water in because we don't drink tap water. So you got these 6 gallons. This is 6 gallons. And then I got this one. That's 5 gallons. Oh. This one's actually full. So that lasts us, those 11 gallons last us probably 4 or 5 days. Come on, Benny. For me and all the critters. Come on, Benny. Get up here. No, he's being a brat. So, I was talking to the young folks about the full moon in Aries because I was all fired up. I was all kinds of fired up. It was nice to get out and be in some fresh air and stuff. And then I got to go for a couple of walks today, which was pretty nice. But, I hate when I don't make notes, because I thought earlier about stuff that I wanted to talk about, and I had notes, and then I didn't write them down. I was like, oh, I'll remember. It'll be all right. I'll remember. Nope. See, that's what one thing about my little talks here is they most of the time they don't turn out how I plan at all. It's just kind of random free flows of consciousness. Do you want out, you big fucking pregnant cat? Oh my God, she is so pregnant. She's going for the door. Come on, Mama. Can go through life and just ignore things. I can't not take care of things. I can't like see litter on the ground and not pick it up. It's so baffling. It's so baffling to me. Like today, I on my way down to the park, they have all these people standing out to register to vote. I'm like, how long? Are people going to believe in that stuff forever? I mean, I thought that people are pretty much coming to the conclusions that it's a circle of greed, and this stuff doesn't do any good, except, it's more misappropriation of funds. It's more freaking, I got an email from Move On or some organization that's raising campaign funds. These people are millionaires. You don't have to give them money. These politicians are rich. You don't have to give them money. And yet they're collecting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And there's people all over the place that can't fucking find a place to live. Because all these people that are making all this money are too busy spending it, flying from here to here. They don't even drive anymore. Everybody, they all have their own private jets. And they care, and they're all, oh, save the earth, save the planet. Stop flying around in your private jets. Use video conferencing. No, but they have to go and have the experience. Well, but that's how nice that everybody gets to pay for other people's experiences like that. Right? So I was listening to the, Vinegar Brat, the Leo King, and he had some history. And I think history's funny, because history is written by the people that win. but the way the story is oftentimes there's lots of different perspectives. Go on, Benny. Go. So whoever writes history are the people that win. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Like how things play out. So they were talking about Isaac Newton. And at the end, it was so funny because that you can hear him, like they were looking at where that is tombstone, like where he was, his final resting place, I think that's what it is. And they're looking and they're like, oh, look, there's skull and bones. And oh yeah, oh wait, maybe he was a Freemason. And it got me thinking, he's one of these gnarly genius mathematicians, right? These mathematicians. And then I remember watching that show, The Umbrella Club. And I think it was season 2. I don't know. I only watched season 1 and 2. And then I got rid of Netflix. And I remember that there was like a room where all these people were typing. And that they were writing the script to these other people living their lives. Right? So what they wrote, these other people navigating through their life, that's how they navigated through their life, is by how the story that these people were writing. Okay? And it made me think of all these mathematicians and like schools, you got the schools that, that's one of the primary classes. I always sucked at math because I had terrible math teachers. I had one, and when it was like crucial that I had like decent math teachers. Right? One guy, he literally had a lisp. I could hardly understand what he said and then he was from someplace else, so he had like an accent and then a lisp on top of his accent. And then he talked about how math was a constant. And I was excited about it. It was the beginning of the school year. Yeah, math is a constant. And I was like, well, that's cool because I don't know of very many things in life that are a constant. So if this thing is a constant, then that's something I can believe in, right? Because it's not going to change, right? That's what constant means. And then the next week, the very next week, he was given a lesson and he was talking about exceptions to the rules. And then in my mind, that's when it totally negated the validity of consistency. Because you can't have exceptions in consistency. And that's when I was like, fuck math. Fuck math, But I always dug numerology, And Zach, you don't get it, dude. They've been teaching gematria since A Christmas Story. It's been everywhere. It's been all over. You are good at decoding and stuff, but there are so many more parts to the puzzle, and you're getting them. Maybe you'll get it. I keep, I've been trying to, if you get into astrology, that's a big part, but no, you just keep doing the same stuff over and over. A lot of people help a lot of people make a lot of money, and then they can just let that, sit in their bank too, and whatever. More of the same. Fucking lame. It's so funny to me. It's like, dude, the last 2 years, the freaking big pharma has just like become like the devil, and then Sweet Lady, as this whole time has been going to school to fucking work for the devil. It's hilarious. Oh, but she'll be one of those that'll go in and change it. I hate that he calls her Sweet Lady. I call my mother Sweet Lady, so I think it's fucking hilarious. Sweet little lady. Sweet little lady. So when I hear him say it, I'm just like, yeah, he might want to look into psychology too. Figure out some of those mother issues. Tap on my baby, good boy. Oh, enough of that. I got mommy and daddy issues. Neither of my parents loved me when I was a kid. That's just more stuff I gotta get past. I gotta get over. Huh, Tuck? Huh? Neither of them wanted me. Come here, Tuck. No, come here. No, we're not going out. Come here. Come on. The only thing is with my mommy and daddy issues that I have is like I got daddy issues, but not the kind that would ever have me date a dude that's like 30 or 40 years older than me to take care of me. I don't got those kind. He was just absent. He was just absentee dad. So I didn't have a lot of positive male role models in my life. The kind that protect. A lot of the males that I freaking him included, actually put me in harm's way. So. I had to learn from a very young age to take care of myself and to be cautious and not put myself in harm's way. And then mom's case was a little bit different. She was incapacitated when I was born. They cut her uterus in half and took out one of her ovaries and pretty much mutilated her. Medical hysterectomy. They really fucked her up. And in the name of science. See, I haven't... All these things that these people believed in my whole life, I've had direct evidence of what bullshit they actually are. I'm really kind of over all the secret societies and stuff like that. All the all of them, secret societies. If you're a secret society and you're involved in it and you benefit from it, y'all cheat. Y'all stack the deck. You make it hard for just regular people to live regular lives. People haven't been able to live. Regular people haven't been able to live regular lives for a real long time because the games people play. And these are the things that need to start changing. But they're not going to change unless people change inside directly inside. So when a person goes out, they're like, well, I'm going to go out today and I'm going to try and do the right thing. I'm going to make honest decisions. I'm not going to lie to people. I'm not going to cheat people. I'm not going to steal from people. But the thing of it is sometimes people make these conscious decisions to go out and conduct their lives that way in positive, moral, freaking ethical ways, and then they get out there and they say, oh well, I could get a lot more for just being a scumbag. And then so it's just like, nah, I don't need to go I don't got to do the decent route. I don't got to be decent. I can get more out of life by being a scumbag. So more people took the easier, softer way, and we live in a land of easier, softer way. But it's the imbalance has shifted into a place that has given us all a much less organic experience. Yeah, the decks are stacked. There are definitely people that are in charge of the narrative and the direction in which our futures hold. And human beings don't have the capacity to remember right now that we're the ones with the power. And what people do with their abilities, their life. I mean, it's October. It's like, I used to love Halloween, man. And now it's like, it's so much, it's a month, it's prime freaking sacrifice time. It's all this wickedness, It makes me sad to see so many people glorify fucking hocus pocus too. I mean, it's all by design of when they're bringing it out. It's all by design. You guys are glorifying freaking cannibalism and freaking ciphering life force energy. I never saw Hocus Pocus when I was younger. I watched it when we lived in Oregon a couple of years back, and I was just like, this is what so many people get all warm and fuzzy inside of. I mean, yeah, we're in trouble. All that glorifying the freaking nasty. You can't mess with free will. You can't. That's like when I pray for people, I pray what's best for them, not what I think that they should, how their life should be. I just pray what's best for them happens for them. I don't know what's best for them. I don't know what's best for people. I don't know what's best for me. A lot of times. So, I mean, and I used to love fall. I mean, I still love fall. I'm not going to let them take that away from me, but just all the grossness of what it represents now, it's not that world. See, people took something that could have been cool and made it something gross. That's kind of what human beings do. They freaking ruin everything. Human beings will ruin everything. I mean, we could have heaven on earth, but it's just people's free will is just driving us right off to the cliff, the edge, the cliff. Yeah. Everybody gets their chance to ride. Everybody gets their chance to live. Everybody gets their chance to die. We're only experiencing the dash. That's all we got is the dash. The time in between our start date and our expiration date. And what do we do with it? And one day when we get to, we go back and look over, I think my brother's one of those mathematician brain guys. I think he's one of those guys. Like, if there's a group of people, mathematicians that exist to create that are making these, which rituals happen from sports and, release dates of albums, all of it. It's all scheduled programming. Because that guy, you could tell him, give him a day. He was in calculus like his freshman year in high school. And I always had like an irrational fear of math, honestly. Even in tech school and basic college was a nightmare. And, oh my gosh. I had a cool teacher though, Tankum Samuels. She was a little Indian lady, and she said that I was like her son, and I get myself so worked up like her son did. So I think she saw, like, maybe he's autistic too, and so she saw that and like cut me slack, or so, I don't know, but I mean, but I did everything. Every chance that, like, she had open hours, I was always there. I did all the extra credit. You know, I did it's not like I freaking, you know, it was just, I was a ball of nerves. Because I was on a time schedule. I wanted to be done before my enlistment date was up. That was my goal, is to go to college. And I couldn't even start until 2 years in because of upgrade training for the career field that I was in. So in 4 years, I ended my last class on November 19th was the day of my last class. 2006, and November 28th was 2006. So 9 days. 9 days. But if I would have missed any class, that would have put me over my goal, but I did it. It was so hard. Oh my God. All this stuff, man. I've gone through just a lot of hard stuff. Because things aren't as easy for me as they are people that are neurotypical. But I got to try twice as hard in a lot of ways to just... Because I got to think about what people want. Because I think I interpret things and they're like, this isn't what I meant. Well, then maybe you should have been more clear on what you meant. But, I don't know. It's always my fault. My misunderstanding things, it's always my fault. So, what else is going on in the world today? Where I live, I don't know, it's starting to get chilly. It's starting to get cold. And I'm not liking the cold so much. What else? I think that's about all I got. I was going to talk about the injustice of it all. And how it's stacked, you know. Things used to be, I think, a lot more organic. But once people found out, you know, that they, you know, oh my gosh, I can hire just a bunch of people that I like. I can make this place mine. And then they find out how people really are. And it's that whole dynamic. And, you know, it doesn't, just because you like people doesn't mean that they're going to work hard for you. And oftentimes there's really hard workers that you're just not going to like, but they know what they're doing, you know, and liking really has no place in the world of functional and successful, right? It's getting the end result done in spite of how you feel about people. Everybody got so big on their feelings. And I can get carried away, included, myself included, that it's like, you know, it doesn't matter how you feel about somebody. You know, if somebody needs help, you just need to help them. Because it's the right thing to do. And people got a lot of people got away from that. Oh, I'm not going to deal with them. I don't want to. They're not my kind of people, you know. Got weird, man. Things are getting weird. Things are getting real weird. Yeah, my brother's one of those guys that you could be like, okay, September 26, 1987, and he'd be like, it was a Wednesday. I mean, he's got a mind like that. He's a lawyer too, and that's what they do, is they create laws to. It's just, I wish I could explain this. Like laws, I just see all these weights and balances and checks and but they're all tilted. They're all off balance because because laws, rules and regulations have very little to do with ethics, morals, and what's in the best interest of the collective of all. It's been tampered with, molested, mauled, rape, pillaged to a point that it's just a system to keep certain people in charge. And might ain't right. Might ain't right. Might is never right. And people have been making things right in their world by a lot of force for a long time. And these are the things, most people don't want that. Most people don't want to live in a world where a few selected are in charge, and we just got to keep feeding this system and just keep taking our life force energy and just keep harvesting our energy. See, I think we power all the electricity. I think we do. I think human beings do. Still think they use the technology that they always did. It's just not a lot of people are allowed to know. So we charge the grid, you know. We charge, and then they take all of our money to not, you know, fix any kind of infrastructure or anything like that. You know, they don't, and they just keep paying themselves more and more. I've done talks on that Reyes Puke, the Kit Carson guy, the electricity guy. It's a cooperative. It's hello. More bullshit. So this guy can take home like, what is it, like $236,000 a year or something like that. Nobody fucking on this planet is worth. Nobody works that hard, you know. As often as the power goes out here, dude. No, you aren't worth your paycheck. You know, and not, the money never. I mean, we could have free electricity, but no. Then how are these guys with their freaking Viagra chomping old freaking ideas? How are they gonna buy their, you know, fleets of their freaking $80,000-$90,000 trucks and stuff like that? Are people getting it yet? No, it doesn't matter because money still matters more than people. Okay, I'll check in tomorrow. Maybe people will matter more than money. That's when things will change, but not until then. It's not. Things are just going to keep going down the freaking toilet, man. More and more freaking just weird stuff. Just bizarre because people are so disheveled and they don't have emotional control. And they've been losing their emotional control. Because they, you know, everybody has that little voice inside them. Don't stab that person. Don't do that to that thing. That will cause harm. You know, everybody, but they don't listen to it. It's self-will run riot. So this is the world we get. Hang on tight, folks, and good luck. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace. Everybody's